And here we are. I'm not muted. They're not muted. Oh, we started. Hey, how's it going, folks? Welcome to So Chatty with Matty. I'm your host, So Many Games, aka Matty. And I am here with some amazing people once again. I don't know how that keeps happening, but I'm feeling pretty good about it. Tonight is a good night, folks. It's a Soul Bear night, and I love me some Soul Bear. I love me some Soul Bear fam, and here we are. And even one of our own, Adam, is in the audience. Hey, buddy, how you doing? So, let me go ahead and introduce our guests. My first guest, she plays Darla in the Comedy of Strahd, which is every other Monday night on Soul Bear RPG. You can also see her on Mondays on the Greyhawk channel. And oh no, I just lost sight. Awesome.
I come back.
No.
And
Baby, come back.
it's all good. But Bree, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Just got over the stomach bug specifically so I could be here on time. It wanted to haunt me, but it was like, no, you have this show. Get better. Come on, let's do it. And I was like, hey, gotcha.
Well, that is just so nice of your immune system to be thinking of our show. Yeah.
I had advantage on my constitution rolls this time. I've been failing for a few months, so it was good to have a success.
There we go. Awesome. So while we talk, I'm going to see if I can fix this all up for us.
Something wrong happened.
Because, it's stuff and things happen. So, anywho.
Everyone switched seats.
Yeah, everyone switched seats. We're moving around.
Hello, my name is now Joy.
I know, right? Here we go. And, people are moving around. And my next guest, we are literally about to celebrate our 1-year anniversary of playing D&D together.
So excited.
I know. So essentially, this coming Friday, it'll be a year of Threads of Fate. So, how are we gonna celebrate? I don't know. Maybe the Quinn is gonna try to kill us or something like that. So
who knows?
I mean, he always tries. But she plays Simone, the Earth Genasi Circle of Land of the Mountain Druid in Threads of Fate, and many amazing home games that she live tweets and are awesome. Joy,
So many.
how are you doing, Joy?
Doing good. It was a good day today.
Oh,
I got to chill a lot.
yeah. Oh, that's nice.
I'll like actual chill tomorrow when it gets even colder.
I like that. I like chilling. I was hoping to do some chilling this weekend, but we have kids coming over tomorrow again. So, it's all good. They're adorable. So, I think nature does that so that we don't eat them or something, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Science fact. Whoop.
Oh!
There we go again.
Yeah!
So my internet was like, I just saw everything just came to life in my house.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, let me
It's like
try
a horror
that
game up
again.
in here.
Yeah, folks, we're, I'm a professional. Sure. No, I am not. My final guess, he currently plays Mitz, in the Tal'Dorei A New Dawn game over there on Soul Bear RPG. He was playing Alexio. Sadly, we lost Alexio once again, and this time for real. And that was very sad for many of us, especially our friend Kalashaw, who, was listening to early 2000s R&B. Is that what he said? I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that. Sai, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm happy to be here.
I am so thrilled you are finally able to do this. We had Cy booked on a earlier episode, and he had to cancel last minute, and that made me sad. But here he is. He's here. Someone I get to hang out with every Wednesday, and I get to hang out with again tonight. Awesome. So how I like to, and we got everyone back in place. Awesome. Everyone's names fits their faces.
Now it's time for Joy to lose connection.
Yeah.
Don't I'm on Wi-Fi.
I know, right? I'm like, if I lose it, we're all screwed. So, but I'm hardwired in, so I should be okay. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. Now that I said it, yeah, I'm about to lose it. So,
oh no.
No, I'm kidding. I hope. You know. Anyway, I like to start these shows by going around the room and talking about everyone's introduction to tabletop role-playing games, because this is what the show's about. We like to talk about tabletop RPGs, and also just a reminder that if you are hanging out in chat and you have any questions for our guests or for myself or for all of us, of course, there's a box down below the screen labeled suggestion box. Go ahead and type in your questions there. I've got a little pop out so that I don't lose the questions in the chat. And yeah, it worked out really well last week. And we love to answer questions, and we love to get you guys all involved. So ask away, and we will get to those after we talk about introductions to TTRPGs. And we'll go ahead and start with Bree here. Now, Bree, I really first learned mostly about you by listening to the Nerdy Point of View podcast that you guested on. And because I'm a big fan of theirs, obviously, I have been a guest co-host for a number of weeks now. But, they're good friends of mine. I love them to death, and I love the podcast. And I didn't really know you all that well until you guested on there. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm hooked, because you're adorable and amazing. And
well, thank you.
though I can't say the word adorable without thinking about Joy, and Joy's here, and it's so crazy.
God, too much adorable.
Too much adorable. Oh my God. But I know that this was something that you actually talked about on the podcast there, but I would like you to go ahead and tell us what was your introduction to tabletop role playing? How did that all begin?
Okay, so my introductory to tabletop was not a positive one. It was a very negative experience when I started TTRPGs. I was 16 years old, and I was invited to play some D&D with boys about a year older than me, much cooler than me in my opinion. I was like, oh my God, they're so cool. They're older. They like nerd stuff. Oh my God, I get to play D&D. So excited. Dad, just like you played in high school, I'm going to be a D&D star like you. And so I went to their house, and I was so excited to play. And the first words that came out of their mouth was, "Thank God you found a girl. It's no longer going to be a sausage fest."
Oh God. Yeah.
And it, as you could imagine, it just devolved from there, and it just got worse until I was like, I'm never playing this game again. And then had another bad experience in person a few years later, and I was like, this is literally the worst game in the world. People who play this game are terrible.
Wow.
And then I kind of came to a conclusion another year or two after that I was like, no. This game is cool. I'm going to learn how to play it myself. I made a Twitter account so I could ask the internet how to play this game because people in the area were not good. And then one thing led to another, and I got the fated DM from Shane of the Greyhawk channel. And he said, you seem like someone who would be great for this home game I'm doing online. I'm brand new to 5e, and I would love to learn it with you.
Wow.
And we created the Flyness Saga with a small group of people. That became Return to Greyhawk, which became the Greyhawk channel.
Okay, I don't remember that part. That is blowing my mind. That is amazing.
Yeah, I don't even know if we were streaming all that much when the podcast came out, because it's all very...
Yeah, it was a while back.
Yeah, because we did the podcast like early last year, and I think we had just started streaming as Return to Greyhawk, twitch.tv/Return to Greyhawk, and then Shane was like, I like this. I want to play a whole lot more D&D. And then it turned into the Greyhawk channel. And
That's awesome. Wow. Okay. So literally on the ground floor of
oh yeah.
what really is one of the, I don't know, it's definitely one of the I'm trying to think of the word I'm trying to think of the sounds like poster child, but not, I don't know. It is definitely one of the top and the ones that you want to strive to be like streaming channels.
Aw.
You know, they really are. There's a lot of great things happening over there.
Yeah, it is a blessing. I'm very blessed to be part of that group, surrounded by such amazing people. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to branch out how I have and meet all of the other awesome people. So, yeah, it's a great place to call home.
That's awesome. I am so glad that you did that because it's one of those unfortunate things that, you know, Dungeons and Dragons, at least especially when I was younger, it really kind of was a boys or guys thing, and at least, you know, back in the early '90s when I started playing, usually the only time girls ever played, you know, games with us is if it was like somebody's girlfriend and they were just like there or bored or something, you know, or they wanted to like hang out and
Right.
and stuff. So they're like, okay, I'll play this game even though I really don't want to. And that was, you know, and I'm sure there were. That's just like that's not every situation or whatever like that. But I'm just saying from my experience, you know.
Right.
And it's an unfortunate thing that there was at least too much of that. Too much guys being guys, and I don't like that. I don't like that. Guys, don't be guys. Don't do that.
Don't
You
be
know?
guys, be a family. We are all a family here. We all work
Yeah.
together. Well, that's why Twitter is amazing. Twitter has that ability and the power to really create a community of people who want to enjoy the game and enjoy each other and enjoy each other's stories. And I think it's a really unique place. And it's definitely been a blessing in my life.
Oh yeah. I definitely agree with that. And which is funny because the first, I don't know, 6 years I was using Twitter, and I say using because I wasn't really on it that much other than, you know, posting about Cougar Town or raging about politics,
Town!
you know,
Yes.
that at least those first 6 years, I would never imagined that that would be the vehicle um, of this amazing community, you know, like that there were actually positive people on this thing. Like,
What? People
Wow.
who love each other? Wow. Amazing.
that's
Well, and then kind of
crazy.
back to what you were saying before, like I couldn't imagine playing D&D without like a great mix of people now, because like whenever like in our in-person games, whenever Reilly was like, "Oh, I don't feel good, I'm not coming," guys' night was terrible. We made the worst decisions.
I've seen one of those. You guys actually, yeah, you guys filmed one of those when you guys were streaming your home game, and yeah, that guy's night was awful. I was like just going, oh my god, these guys. And the funny thing is that like I love Riley to death, and she is a blast to play with. She does not always make the best decisions, you know, bar none.
I
But-
think it's really this character though, like
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
just but it's funny how her like being missing can really just screw up a whole dynamic, you know.
oh man,
like,
we burnt down a whole town.
yeah, you did, and
Yikes.
but that's amazing. I love that story. That's probably one of my favorite stories so far.
What can I say? I come in and I bring the story.
I know. Gosh, that's awesome. Now, Joy, I know that Joy here, you know, obviously we just mentioned we've been playing D&D get together for almost a year now. A year next week. Technically, next Saturday is the official date, but Friday's the day we played, and Friday's the day we played. So, so obviously, we go back, and Joy was one of the amazing people who helped me with my pilots when I was trying to get this figured out. And we talked about this already on there, but nobody saw that. So we definitely want to talk about this again. So Joy, could you tell us about your introduction to tabletop role playing?
Okay. I was about 14. I was in like our middle school and high school were in the same building, so I was up at that building now. One of the guys and a bunch of his friends who were in the same grade as me but had come from a different elementary school used to stay after and play D&D, and I was like, I kind of want to play that. And a year went by, and the guy that DM'd was like, hey, a bunch of us are going to play at my house. This was like 2 towns over, and he was like, do you want to come and play with us? I was like, sure. I'd never been to this kid's house before. I didn't know who was going to be there. It was all dudes. I had, unbeknownst to me, I had an undiagnosed math learning disability. We had to do THACO and second edition.
Oh, yeah.
It was very difficult. I was the only girl. I didn't know all these guys. It was kind of awkward. So I stopped kind of playing. I played with them on and off for a couple of years. And then the guy DMing moved away, and I was just like, well, that's it. Went to college, and I found more gamers. And this was right when 3.5 came out.
Oh, okay.
So I played a little bit of 3.5 in college, but not a lot. Moved to California, found a great gaming group out there. And then, so I've been playing for a really long time. Second ed, 3 and 3.5, and then the game that Matty and I are in together was my first 5e game. So we were still playing 3.5 for a really long time.
Wow. That is, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about, I skipped, basically, yeah, I skipped all of 3 and 4.
Yeah, I've never played 4.
And the only thing I did in second edition was play a few, like some Dark Sun, and that was it. Most of my early gaming was all first edition AD&D, which is, we thought it was awesome back then. It is hot garbage. I'm sorry. It is a mess. It is so overly complicated, and
5e is a lot more approachable.
It really is. And
the math was really hard.
You can actually play a wizard at first level and not die immediately. Like,
my DM in California was like, he's like, so we're gonna play a first level campaign, and you guys are first level, so you can die like wiping your ass after your shit. So have a backup character.
Yeah. Yes, please. Yeah, folks. If you have questions for our guests, go ahead and head over to the suggestion box and type them in. We will get to them. I've got a pop-out screen here, so I won't lose them. I keep track of them. And we definitely want your questions because we want you to be involved in the conversation. Oh, yeah, that's totally cool. You're good. And and I love that, and I love the fact that you're like an older gamer, that you've been playing a long time. It makes me feel better about myself. And I love it. Because the group that we play with, they are, there's you and I and Care, and then, like Adam and Quinn are like, they're like 12 years old, no, I'm kidding, but they're young. They're really young. It is really funny how some of the conversations go, and I make a reference to something and they're like, I don't know what that is. Like, I don't watch that. I know, I'm like, right, okay. Thanks, guys, for making me feel old. Awesome.
It's not old. They're just uncultured.
No, they're
say that.
honestly,
wasn't always a culture that you wanted.
but they are definitely a lot more cultured than I am. That is for sure. Especially Quinn. Quinn is like up there, like
Quinn is a powerful person.
he just knows so much stuff, and you're like, wow, how do you know all that crap? This is amazing. Yeah.
Like everyone we play with is super cool.
Everyone we play with is awesome. And that is equally the case with my Wednesday night game, which I was really lucky to get to join after it started. Because I really didn't think I could add a second game to my schedule. I really didn't. And then this game started, and I was watching it the first night. It was, and it started late, and I was like, oh, I can do this. This is late. Like, I can do this. And it was cool. And the gang was awesome. And Brian is such a good DM. And oh my God, I was messaging him. I'm like, dude. Oh man, if you want another player in this, please let me know. I so want to get in on this. And, and then I didn't hear anything, until the game ended. And I literally got, I think about 3 or 4 DMs in Twitter, and they all said, fuck yeah. And in all caps and exclamation points. And I was like, oh shit. Okay. All right. Awesome. I'm in, so Sai, what about your introduction to tabletop role playing? And just to kind of let everyone here know, that may not already know, last week's guest, Reilly, was here. Reilly and you are a couple, and you guys have been playing D&D together pretty much since the beginning.
Yeah.
So it may be basically the same story she might have told, but I'd like to hear it from your mouth, because I think you have a great way of explaining things.
Well, first I want to touch on the night that you're talking about. Yeah, after the show ended, Brian was like, dude, Matty's going crazy. Like, he wants to be in the show so bad. What do you guys think? And we were just like, don't ask, just bring it. And then so that's when we all agreed, like, yeah, we're going to DM Matty. Just don't fuck yeah. But basically, I've always been like a huge nerd. Like, even in like high school, I was like kind of like hiding it, like, D&D, that's weird. You like World of Warcraft, even though I was like, I wish I could play World of Warcraft. But yeah, and then we had our first roommates were like, dude, we should all play D&D. It's gonna be really fun. I was like, yeah, all right, we'll try it out. And then we got into like character creation, and when you don't have like an actual player's handbook in front of you or anyone who's ever played before, you're just like lost. You're like, what do you mean proficiency bonus? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's like another language sometimes. Yeah,
that kind of fell off, but I still like really wanted to play. And I was at work one day, and me and Brian used to work together, and we had become good friends. And we were gonna play Overwatch. Well, we played Overwatch like every Wednesday or Tuesday night, I think. And he's like, "Yo, I can't make Overwatch tonight. I got something else going on." It's like, I don't really want to talk about it though. And I was like, what? And I was like, so the dude who's not ashamed to say anything is ashamed to tell me something that he thinks I'm going to super judge him about? I'm like, I bet she's playing D&D. Like, if you're starting a D&D campaign and you're not inviting me, I'm going to be pretty upset. And he goes, well, I wouldn't want you to be upset, so you want to come? It's like, yes. And I was like way more stoked on it than Reilly was. And I got home from work, and she's like, "You're doing what?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're going to this bar. We're gonna make characters. It's gonna be great." She's like, "Okay." And then that's when I met Quinn and Liam and Derek, and we had another person play with us. Her name was Jane, but she stopped playing with us for a while now. And then with that group, we played for 2 years straight before we stopped doing in-person games.
Yeah.
And I'm hooked. At one point in time, we had like 3 different games a week. And it got pretty hectic, but it was fun all 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, it does get a little hectic sometimes trying to balance all of the games. And you can never, it's like, yeah, you know, you're never in enough, but it, like, sometimes, there are times where it's like, I'm in too many, because sometimes,
Time isn't real, but time is very real.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
When I have all of my 5 games lined up back to back, I'm like, then I get to play myself.
I know.
Right.
It's like, ooh, I get to be Joy for a few minutes.
I'm
And,
gonna be Joy.
yeah, I miss in-person games too, sort
Oh,
of.
they're so much fun.
Sort of.
I miss the old pen and paper, and I don't know, something about being in someone's dingy garage with like dim lighting, and it's so fun.
The dingy garages. Yeah, I remember those well. That's where it all began. No. And that could be a terrible story or a fantastic story like Dungeons and Dragons. But, yeah.
Or just dungeon play. Who knows?
I don't know anything about that. I really don't.
Sure. Okay.
See? I'm a dork. Hey, you know me. This is episode, what, 16? Yeah. Been doing this the whole time. I'm a dumbass. So, anyway, but thank you all for being here. So,
We love
I love you too. I'm so glad you guys are here. So we do have some questions from our audience. Thank you very much, folks. The first one we have here. Okay. So, from your experience of playing tabletop role-playing games, which one pulls at your strings more to play? I'm guessing heartstrings, not puppet strings. Yeah, okay. See?
Hoodie strings.
Oh, yeah. I've always got hoodie strings. So, who would like to start here first?
Well, mine will be short and sweet. I've only ever played D&D, and 5e.
Okay. Is there a game that that you've heard about that you really want to try though?
Warhammer, but it looks really expensive.
Well, yeah, it can be because that is like your usually miniatures and
Oh yeah, you buy a crap load of miniatures.
if you start that whole, if you start rolling that pebble down the mountain, it's going to roll into a giant snowball and it's going to take over your life. Miniatures they're fantastic, but oof.
I love them
Then
so
you'll start
much.
painting them, and then that's your life.
Yep. I mean, I have nothing against that life. I think sometimes I wouldn't mind that life right now, but hey, I'm pretty happy with mine. What about you, Joy?
Oh man, I've played a lot of different games. I really like the way that character building and the fate system works. We did a Dresden Files game with a bunch of my LARP friends,
Okay.
and the way that the characters all tie together is pretty great. Like, you build your characters as a party, all of your abilities are tied to your backstory, which are tied to the other characters, and so that's a lot of fun to get really into character quickly.
That's cool.
Yeah, LARP. LARP is also fun, and it's not really the ones that I use aren't the ones that I play in are like an independent LARP where they're not like, Nero, where it's a nationwide game and like the
Right.
rules are the same everywhere and you pay dues and da 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 da. Like, no.
LARPs
That-
are good. LARPs are great. You can't go wrong with a LARP.
Yeah.
Well, you can. You
Oh.
can go very wrong.
Yes,
but
you can. Oh
you
boy.
try not.
But then you can just stop going. It's fine.
Right?
Yeah, I've heard plenty of stories. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. If you're not already following, Joy, you really should be. Okay. Bree, what about you? Pulling at the
Well-
heartstrings. Yeah.
I love D&D. I do. I love it endlessly. But there is one game that I only played for a very super short period of time. that really held my heart in a certain type of way, and I would love to be able to sit and play it again. But it's called Eclipse Phase.
Okay.
It's like a transhuman, like sci-fi TTRPG. The math is hard for my brain to kind of understand, but it's totally worth it. Like the story is kind of like your mind and everything like gets put into a chip behind the back of your neck, and you get to pick so many different really cool races and like classes and stuff.
I'm playing right now.
Like I played a parrot. Like it was a parrot who had the sentiency of a human, and she was like an angry little like pirate parrot, and it was really cool. And it is just such a fun game, and if you've never heard of it, I would recommend following them on Twitter, Eclipse Phase. It is a good game, and I've been looking into starting one soon again, just because I had such a good time with it when I played.
Did you squawk?
In private, hell yeah. When there's no one to listen, you can bird squawk all you want.
I love
Got a
that.
few right in there too.
I am dying. I am dying. That is. Oh my
That
god.
sounds fun.
It's a good game.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
My Dresden character was not human either. She was not the dog character, where she looked like a dog, but she was a fey creature.
Oh, okay. So kind of like, was it Goofy? Is it like he looks like a dog, but he's not a dog?
She looked like a Great Pyrenees.
Oh my god.
But she's actually a type of South American fae. I spoke what we called dog Spanish. So
Yeah.
I knew everything about the entire plot of the game. I couldn't tell anybody. I could only speak Spanish, and the fae kid could understand that I was speaking, but didn't speak Spanish. So he would have to like make a check to speak back what I was saying.
Oh god.
And then translate it through the vampire character who did speak Spanish, and like, so I knew everything that was going on and couldn't communicate anything. It was fantastic.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
The most powerful game of telephone.
Yep.
That is awesome. Oh my god. Okay. Now, I'd probably say that the game that always kind of held onto a piece of my heart was probably Vampire the Masquerade, because of the and it's funny because I'm one of those people. I don't like horror. I don't like, I'm not really a dark-minded person. I'm not into that kind of stuff generally. I really love like Vampire the Masquerade mostly because like the political intrigue and all that stuff. But I get really into it. But the game when I was in high school, because there weren't a lot of TTRPGs out and about back in the 90s, early 90s, like there is today. There's like a bajillion of them. But we had a friend who would find a game and he would introduce it to the group. And he'd run a sample game for us. And then usually what happened is one of us would like fall in love with the game, take it, and then become the GM of that game. And they were the only person who ran games of that game. And so for me, it was Shadowrun. And that was Shadowrun. I mean, we did start with first edition, but it was like right around when second edition came out, and I got that and I just fell in love. I was pretty crazy. Because it was set in, at the time, back in the early mid-90s, the future was 2053, which isn't that far away now, but back then it was like so far away, so we're going to have like super cybernetics and all this crap, But I basically, like, the main boss guy in the game was basically just me in the future. Like, like I owned this mega corporation that basically owned most of California or something like that, So, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I was kind of a megalomaniac at the time. I don't know. I like seeing my name in lights. You know. uh, but the funny thing is that now it's like I have absolutely no interest in playing that game, you know, because I remember how complicated it is.
I really super want to play it. I'm listening to a podcast now where like they make it sound like it's easy to play. They make it sound like I could handle doing this.
It really isn't that hard. I think maybe it's gotten maybe a little bit more complicated since. I don't know. I should probably look at the rules, but I mean, there's a lot of dice that are being rolled. A lot of D6s.
There are, and I like the large number of dice games like terrify me because of my learning disability. I'm like, oh god, that's a lot of. I don't want to deal with that. But it's like if you're only counting successes and failures, I'm like, okay, maybe I can deal with this. Like Dresden Files was great because we just had fudge dice and it was a lot easier because it's also a success and fail thing.
Yeah. Plus, I just like the idea of like there being magic and like humans that like turned into elves and dwarves like after puberty.
For the genre that I'm interested in.
That's kind of cool.
Super interested in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, Roll20 would definitely help that. Thank you. For whatever reason, it doesn't post anybody's name on here except for like when I post on there. So they're all anonymous. So
you can get real deep in the questions, guys. That's what Matty just told you.
That's not what I. Well, you could. Ask away. I mean, I just be nice. That's all I ask. So whoever has asked that question, that was an awesome question. Thank you for that. And our next question, we have, okay, what animal companion, familiar, pet type would your main RPG character have? So
mine are all really specific to the character.
I want to hear these. These are good. So, Joy, it sounds like you already have your answers.
Yeah, because I think about that kind of thing too much, probably.
Well, it's okay. You're a druid, so, you know.
Yeah. So, I have a halfling monk. If she was in a modern setting, she would be a professional dog walker.
Okay.
She loves dogs. I have... Shoot, let me think here. Like, now I'm like, God, I have too many characters and my brain's exploding. Simone likes every animal ever. That's like, but she would get another griffin.
Yeah.
Griffins are great.
Griffins are pretty cool.
I think Felicia, she's my modern setting character. She is a dog person. Kala doesn't. She likes cats. But this is my One Piece game, and the captain of our crew is a Zoan fruit user who turns into a cat. So she's got her cat. It's fine.
Oh,
how is that?
We play in Big Eyes Small Mouth system, and my character is also a Zoan fruit user, and she is a red panda.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That's one of my more regular games that's happening now. A lot of them are on hiatus right now.
No, I just meant the One Piece game in general. How is it really fun?
It is. It's like I only have a vague understanding of One Piece because it's so big. I can't I can't get started on investing in this because there's so much.
I did 150 episodes before my brain was like, if you don't take a goddamn break from this show, I will fry. I will come out your right ear. I swear to you.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. Like we've got an octopus mermaid. We've got like a human that was trained by fishmen, and he's like a martial artist. And we have a Zoan fruit user that is a pigeon that we picked up along the way. This pigeon just started following us. She's a reporter. Yeah, it's like very, very hijinks all the time. It's a lot of fun.
I swear to God, every time you tell me a story about any of your games, it just makes me wish we lived closer.
Yeah.
I like, this sounds like so much fun. Love it. um, Bree, what about you?
All right, so I'm thinking because some of my characters, well, one of my characters has a very dear pet that she adores quite graciously, and that's on Orchard on the Greyhawk channel.
Mm-hmm.
She's my Sulois arcane trickster rogue, and she's kind of hateful, and that's fine. I mean, it's whatever. She's just hateful.
Yeah.
But they ended up in the Underdark recently, and there was a beautiful Lumo lizard that appeared, and it's like a corgi-sized lizard that kind of drools out like this glowing material. And actually, one of the people in chat now, Atomic Firebird, Britt, helped me name it. His name is Atog. He is my son. He wears a harness, and he goes on. he hangs around with us. Very, very good boy. Nynaeve on Return to Greyhawk would probably have a horse because she's Backloonish, and the race of humans really, really honor their horses, and it's a very important part of their culture.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like she would probably want a horse. Darla can't have a pet. Darla's not allowed to have a pet because Darla will said pet. It's just facts. And then on Counter Roleplay, I play Malene, and Malene has a fine familiar, like spiritual spider named Horus. He's good because he can't actually die either, and she can't read and she can't function very well either, so she probably shouldn't have a living pet.
Yeah, I don't, no.
Darla can't have pets.
Spiders, no. No
Spiders are so cute, though. They're like a little fuzzy, and they're so cute.
Oh.
And
You're gonna make Matty have a panic attack.
they kill they kill mosquitoes, my enemy.
Well, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Bye!
Yeah, Horace, my sweet boy, he's a tarantula, and he lives in her hair.
Okay, awesome. I needed that mental picture.
She's also a tiefling, so she's got her little horns, and he just kind of...
Okay, that's making me feel a little bit better because, yeah, I don't know why. Ooh. Okay, deep breaths, Matt. Deep breaths. Sai.
Yeah, what's up, man?
What? So you're just playing the one game right now, right?
Yeah, but I mean, so Mitz, he'd have a butterfly.
Yes, he would.
He loves butterflies.
So good.
My character Alexio would have probably had a falcon because that was just like his family crest. And then my character before that was a turtle, and he didn't really like people having pets. Rock was the best. I miss Rock.
I loved him.
Rock was so nice.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
For those who don't know, Rock was a turtle who thought he was a rock, but then he woke up. He was like in a comatose state for a long
I'm
time.
not a rock anymore.
It was
What a good boy.
adorable. Yeah. I miss watching those games. Those were fun.
They were fun.
Yeah.
And then I played like a wild, like jungle person before that, so he just ate animals. He didn't pet them up or anything. And then Jiraiya had a griffin, and Quinn killed Pepper very brutally.
Griffin.
This is the moment where we all stop the show, we go onto Twitter, and we all send Quinn a tweet that says, "Why did you kill the griffin? Huh?
Free the griffin.
No, don't do that. Please don't send hate to Quinn."
Griffins.
We love you, Quinn.
Griffins, because he murders all of them. He murders
Plural
all of them.
griffins. Don't message him, or he will create more pets to kill.
Yeah.
Don't
We
do
got to
it.
get back to Waterdeep. I'm getting another one.
Or where was that? What was the town that where the guy was?
Fire shear.
Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, yeah. That was fun.
Yeah.
Good times, Before I took everyone to Kryn and made Simone sad.
Simone was very sad.
Oh, that was funny. That was so funny. Because I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna like introduce my friends to Dragonlance, but I'm gonna take them to the most depressing parts.
Let's find the worst part. We're going there.
It's like only the worst parts, you know, because that's how I roll. Um, now, for me, Garen, he has his pseudo dragon, and I will admit that half of the time I forget that I have one. I do. Because I'm old, folks. I forget shit really, really easily. So, yeah. That's why I put my name everywhere so that I remember it. Yeah. Noakes. I don't know. I think
You have the canary.
he does have the canary from the Silver Dragon, and he loves that little canary. That canary was sitting there making him feel better after he had a big fight with his brother. That was fun. I love emotional role play.
Me too.
That's when I'm at my best. Bring out the sad. That's so bad.
Ready to cry, kids?
Oh, I love it. I love to cry. So thank you for that question, Britt. That was awesome. And I also think Noakes might be a cat person, just because,
Cats. Dragons are just big cats.
I kind of feel that way,
It is a mood.
We have one more question up here. Let's see. Oh, okay. Awesome. So, do you prefer to play tabletop role-playing games as a player or run the games as a DM? And why? And we will go ahead and parse this in a way, because obviously, Sai, you've only played games, correct?
Oh, I've DM'd a few
okay.
little one-shots. But...
Awesome. And then, Joy, you just ran your first game for Extra Life.
Extra Life, yep.
So we can kind of parse this as a, would you prefer to DM, or GM more, in a sense, or we could just answer the question, that would be good, Matt. Stop trying to ruin stuff. Stop trying to ruin everyone's fun, Matt. But Bree, why don't you start us off here?
Cool. So I'm going to preface by saying I have never DM'd before.
Oh, you haven't? Oh,
I actually will be DMing for the very first time next Saturday on Scraticus's channel, on Scraticus Academy. I will be running a one-shot that I'm working on where all of my players are level 20. Very excited. I decided that if I was going to start DMing, I wanted my players to have everything they could throw at me. Because I'm also going to start DMing a show on the Greyhawk channel starting March 1st. So I want to get my feet very wet while I can. I am beyond excited. I love playing D&D. There is something that's so much fun about being a player. But I get my joy out of the game watching other people get joy out of the game. That's why I love streaming so much, because I love watching viewers get excited and watching my group, we're all chatting and private chats, oh my god. I just love it. So I feel like DMing is going to be very exciting for me. I'm looking quite forward to it, just because I like to create. I just like to watch people have fun, and it's really fun for me.
That's awesome. Well, if you are doing any more one shots, give this guy a jingle, because I love one shots. And I'm always looking to play. Yeah. I did it, folks. You did shoot your shot. Well, I'm just inviting myself to shit. All right.
I have a stupidly long list of plans I have for 2019 that involve running one shots and other streams. So I'm ready. I'm 2019. Who needs to leave my one very small square in my house. No, I don't.
I
I
feel
gotta sit
that
right
way.
here all
Yeah.
year.
I like it. I like that. I'm down. I'm down. So Sai, what about you?
So I don't know. The best way to describe this is I love chaos, and when I can throw people into chaos, it's pretty fun. But also when I'm a player and throw the DM into a little bit of chaos, or the rest of our party into a little chaos, I just have fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I never really like planned anything out for any of my one shots. I just kind of went off the top of the head. And the players seem to like it. I feel you're always your worst or your worst critic, so I was very self-conscious about like not having things prepared, but I feel like it went a lot better that way. I also like watching a bunch of people like struggle, like Brian with the doors last week.
Yeah.
That was that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
So I don't know. I'd say I like being a player better.
Okay, and that's yeah, that's totally fair. And but I know what you're saying because honestly, a lot of times when I am running games, I've learned it's like you really don't need to prepare too much because half the time especially when you do prepare a lot, your players are going to do stuff you never thought of.
Oh, yeah.
And you're not going to be prepared for that. So
So I had this encounter set up in one of my one shots, and it was this. They were trying to find these artifacts. They needed 3 artifacts, right? And it was on the second one, and there was the villagers called him the spirit of the forest, but basically he was just like a giant baboon with 4 arms, and he was gonna talk to them and help them out and give them this artifact, and they killed him.
yeah, they did.
That sounds about right. There is a certain pleasure about killing like the DM's clearly important NPC.
Oh yeah.
There is like a spiritual awakening, like
When you
like
kill your way out of problems.
oh my gosh, yeah, no. On Return to Greyhawk, we had an adult red dragon, and it was out of our level scale. In Shane's mind, there's no way they're gonna kill this thing. They're gonna talk to it and do what it says. But it started by throwing a fireball at us, knocking out half of us. So as we slowly came back to some sort of like consciousness, we were like, actually, fuck this guy. So he has to die. And that's exactly what happened. And he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's begging now. He's like, I'll tell you anything. Just don't. I'm like, nice try, Shane.
Right. Shouldn't have burnt us.
Right.
Sure
It's
thing,
like,
fireball.
yeah, we're not going to trust you.
No.
You're the dungeon master, damn it.
Who opens the conversation with a fireball? Jerks, that's who.
People who need to die. And then we rose him from the dead just to get the answers we needed from him to kill him again. It was just a double whammy. We were like, Shane, we wanted to kill him twice.
That's awesome. Yeah. What was it? Brian was telling us after like this one game. It was when we were fighting like my character's ghost dad, you know.
Oh yeah.
And so of course I pull out the Wand of Wonder and you know, yep, Wand of Wonder, soulmates there. And a giant rhino comes out, right? And you know, takes our blah 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 blah. And kills, you know, my ghost dad. Or takes him down, and I guess he was going to talk to us, but then, you know, Siegfried and I, we just decide, we're just going to just be done with him. After the game, Brian's like, you know, I was like, you guys could have gotten some information. I was going to, you know, and I was like, I don't,
Your ghost dad was a dick for real.
I don't trust you, for one.
Too late, he's dead now.
I mean, I trust
Well, he was
Brian.
dead to begin with.
I trust Brian with my life, but when he is running our game, I don't trust a damn word that comes out of his mouth. Because he's lying all the time.
See, I have that advantage of Comedy of Strahd where he can say whatever he wants. It doesn't really matter because he could say a million things, but
Yeah.
we don't care.
You
It's
guys
fine.
really don't.
No.
And, it's okay. I mean, we're supposed to, I don't know, half the time we're, well, that's why we're called the Essence of Chaos. But yeah, it can be a shit show sometimes too. But a fun shit show. They're all fun. Joy, what about you? Because like I mentioned before, you had your first time doing it was for Extra Life, and I got to play in the game.
And you were the player that did the stuff I wasn't prepared for.
That's right. Because I don't know that I don't, she ran a honey heist based on the Elder Scrolls game, and I don't know Elder Scrolls lore. All I knew is that I was a cat person, so I played it like I was a cat, and I just did shit that I think a cat would do.
It was fantastic.
It was fun.
I feel like the level of planning that it takes for me to put something together and run it is more than I have time to do, but I would like to do it more.
That would be awesome. You were really good. That was honestly one of the most fun times I've ever had in a game.
No, thank you.
Really.
Thank you for playing, because I know you got up at the butt crack of dawn to play too.
I got up pretty early that day there. But it was all worth it. And, we didn't really sleep that much that weekend, But...
Yeah, no, the whole weekend was like, go, 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 go.
Because, yeah, we didn't do just like a 24-hour Extra Life. We did a 55-hour Extra Life.
Yep. The most extra of lives.
It was so extra. It was a lot of fun, and we raised a lot of money, and that was awesome. But yeah, I was getting pretty delirious there. But because of that first game there, I changed all my other characters and all the other games I was playing to cats. That
It was
fun.
amazing.
So yeah, it was so much easier because playing a cat. Aw, thank you, Josh. Yeah, Josh got to play for the first time in one of my vampire games during Extra Life there, and that was a blast. I got to kill Jackie, aka Death by Mage.
How did he like it now?
I mean,
He's always rooting for everyone else to die.
He didn't seem to love it, but I just thought it was funny because honestly, I never kill players, ever.
You just make them kill each other.
Oh well, that was different.
We're all stoked. We're like, yeah,
That was different.
This is gonna be so awesome. Oh, you're all fighting each other. Oh, well, I would have picked different spells then, yes.
Yeah, I know. It's like I had to make, what was it, 16th or 17th level characters? 17th level characters to do a one shot. And then when the game started, basically they end up in like a big pentagon and they have to kill each other. And they were kind of like, dude, why didn't you warn us? I'm like, because it wouldn't be a surprise then.
To the death.
A very powerful middle school teacher once told me, shit happens, then you die. So?
Really?
It totally does.
So, I kind of hold that in every D&D game I go into. I'm like, I'm going to die 100%, and it's going to be my fault.
My California game group, we died a lot. We died a lot. There was one of the guys who died almost every session. He had an entire binder full of character sheets. He died. A lot of times it was his own fault, but so he was prepared for that, but
I mean, yeah, so kind of like Mike.
Yeah, it was very reminiscent of that for me. But I get really attached to my babies now that I've played a lot of games where my characters didn't die. Yeah. And now I don't I'm not as ready for it as much, I guess.
I think it's harder too because Like now, honestly, before Threads of Fate, I had never written a character backstory ever, ever. You know, I might have kind of thought a little bit about it, but really, I was just making a character and just, you know, let's kind of create as I go. But to actually sit down and write up like a whole story, and then I think we were only like maybe 5-6 games in, and Noakes died.
Yeah, I was not ready for that.
I was like, what? Yeah, I was broken up a lot. So much so that I think Quinn felt like he was forced to bring Noakes back. I don't know.
I feel like everyone was pretty upset about Noakes' death.
Yeah. I was really
all
upset.
over Twitter.
Yeah. I was upset when Simone died too, because she died off screen. And I was like, oh God, why? I didn't even get to fight back. I had the strength screen. I was conscious, stable, and gone.
That shit is hard. It's hard. Yeah. I'm just not that person. I can't just be like, oh well, they're gone. You know. Even though I do have like 40 something backup characters in D&D Beyond right now.
I only have one for that campaign, but all of my slots are full.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got the subscription so I could have unlimited slots. It's an addiction. Yeah.
See, I wasn't too torn up about Alexio dying because he was like, as far as my characters go, he was too responsible.
And that
He
is
didn't cause enough chaos.
He really didn't.
And that was, I think, the paradox that was Alexio. Because if you watch the games at all, you'd see that Alexio could be a shit starter and a bringer of chaos. He really could, easily. But he was like the leader of the group.
I mean, that is literally the first time I had ever played a character like that.
Yeah.
And it was fun, but like it wasn't the same. It just needed to put eggs in someone's bag.
I get that. I understand that, you know. Yeah. And of course, without him there, there's a big power vacuum, and it's it's just the essence of chaos is even more chaotic. Which is funny because personally, I have trouble with chaos. I do. So that comes out a lot in Garen. A lot. My frustration sometimes is so real. Sometimes it is so real. Okay, that's all the questions we've gotten so far. And wow, it's been a little over an hour. We're doing pretty good.
Hey.
I've got a question for you guys.
Yeah, please bring it, buddy.
What is your favorite class to play?
Ooh.
Out of all of the classes you've played in D&D specifically?
I can answer that right quick.
Go.
Cleric. Bar none, I love me a cleric. And it's part of the fact that I like having some balance in my characters. So the fact that I can, as a cleric, usually you can usually use a fair amount of like melee weapons and armor and things like that. You can be kind of tanky, but then you also get the spells and stuff like that, so you can be kind of a mix, and but in a fun way, not the boring paladin way. I don't know why I hate paladins so much. I just do. Because I'm like, they just.
I hated them in second.
Yeah, they weren't very good back. They were awful back then. But I don't know. I love being a cleric, and I love being able to heal. And 5th edition, Guiding Bolt. I swear to God, that is an amazing spell. Because when I played in 1st edition, clerics had nothing. Like, they were just mace-wielding healers. You know, that maybe cast Bless or something. Like, now, like, your cleric can throw a freaking Guiding Bolt at 1st level that just... What? 4d6? I was like, what? Like, that is crazy. So good. So good. I may overuse that, but... I mean, it's a 1st level spell. It's awesome. I mean, wizards don't even have that. You know, it's... I love it. What about you guys?
I think the thing that I've played most in 5e, because I've only played 3 classes really in 5e. I've played Barbarian, Druid, and Rogue. And I've played Barbarian besides Simone. Like, Simone has more like hours logged, but I've played 3 different Barbarians.
Oh, okay. That's, yeah, right.
So, like, I really enjoy Barbarian, but I don't feel like I can say, you know, that's it, because I'm still pretty new to 5e. Monk in 3.5 was like my jam. I loved playing a monk.
I do like the monk classes, how it's evolved, especially from 1st. You know, that was another one of those classes where, I mean, starting one at 1st level was terrible because you got like 1d4 hit points and you couldn't do anything.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
How did you survive at all?
Just like the wizard. I mean, well, they were called magic users back then. And yeah, the 1d4. And usually if you were playing a magic user, you usually had like a negative modifier in your constitution. So yeah, you're lucky if you had like 1 hit point.
Oh my god.
Yeah. We had a wizard in our 3.5 group. His name was Mr. Wizard, and he was a tank. Like, he was a tank.
That's so funny.
He was amazing. We fought a dragon, and he put up like a prismatic wall or something between us and the dragon so it couldn't use its breath weapon on us. He's like, there, we have a sneeze guard.
Oh man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What about you, Bree?
So this one's kind of a hard thing for me because I don't really look at classes as like, I want to play this class. I'm very much so the kind of person who is, I want to play this character.
Okay.
Like, I want my character to tell this story. And I think the one I'm most enamored with right now is my Divine Soul Sorceress on the Greyhawk channel. Her name is Nynaeve. And I really like it because it fits with who she is. It has a lot of like blast power, but also heal power. Like, her character is very much so, I can either kill you or I can save you. And it depends very much so on my mood, because she has access to the cleric spell list and the sorcerer spell list, which is very unique. But I mean, I've played Glamour Bards because it fit the character. I've played Arcane Trickster Rogues. It really just comes down to me personally, how I can use the class to tell the story. Because I'll figure out how to play the class. That's fine. I can be bad at it, but I'll figure it out. It really just kind of matters to me, how can my class better create this story? Because I'm very role-play based when I play these games. I'm very, very much so into my character and how my character interacts with other characters and in the world the DM created. So I think it more just has to do with who I'm playing.
That's cool. Gotcha. So you're saying essentially like, you think of the character first that you want to play, and then you think about like what class you're going to choose for it.
Yeah, like for every game I've played, like Orchard, it was, this is a Grimdark in the Feywild, but you don't know anything about Fey, so don't pick anything too Fey-based. I'm like, okay, cool. I want to play if she's part of a guild, then she's probably wants to be an assassin, so maybe she'll be a rogue. But if I make her a soul, then I think I automatically have to have her magic user because they're mages, and that would all work. Perfect Arcane Trickster Rogue.
Wow.
So it very much so comes like in pieces, and I have to research like the lore of the class based on the world I'm playing in. And if I don't have a world that I'm playing in, I like to ask the DM for more information so I can really get a good feel of the lore of the situation, why my character would be this, and why did she do this, or why does he do this, why do they do this. It's very much so the why.
I like that. That is cool.
Thanks.
Because I tend, honestly, it's like one of those things when I'm like making characters like I do in D&D Beyond when I'm bored. I usually just kind of go through, like either I'll go through the list of races or the list of classes and just kind of go, okay, what sounds cool in my brain at this moment, and then I just kind of grab one. And then it's just like, okay, what would be?
This will be interesting with this.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like what can I build around it? Yeah, because I don't, like obviously it's like okay. Sometimes when you're building a certain character, you want to think, oh, well, what character like if I'm making a bard, what character gets a bonus in their charisma and stuff like that. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want any of that. I want to make a dwarven bard, like, or,
Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of the characters that I play are not very optimized. They're not very
Me
like,
too.
ooh. I have one who is very optimized, my soul sorceress, but that's because of who she is and what she was raised to do. Like,
yeah,
she was raised by the Temple of Isthus, and she was trained to be very like strong to protect a very specific person, so she was trained to do that. But my other characters, I played a bard who was a spoiled brat raised by her parents, who got everything she wanted, and she was only a half elf and she was mad about it, and she wanted to be a full elf and be beautiful like the other elves, so she became a glamour bard, so she could do like glamour magic and she could change her appearance on a whim. And I mean, Darla is multi-class into 3 separate classes right now. And I kind of wanted to play a character who was just very like, I don't know, like whatever. I don't know who I am or what I'm doing with myself. So I was like, all right, so let's do a multi-class of every class, because she won't be able to do anything, but boy howdy does it fit her character.
and it really does, and that really makes a lot more sense into the thought process in doing that. I love that. That's cool. I think I might think about that a little bit more next time myself. See, folks, we're learning stuff. I'm learning stuff. I don't know. Boy. Our buddy Paul, Psychotic Monk, in the chat, he has figured out that if you hit grant permission in the next to the icon you hit for the question in the suggestion box, it'll populate your name. So boom. That's cool. Good to know. Thank you, sir. We have another question, and but Sai.
Mine is monks. We can go to the next question.
Oh, okay. I was like, you didn't get to
I just
answer.
wanted to let you guys know I love monks.
You need to answer your own question,
They're the
and because I mean, I knew the answer, but nobody else knew the answer. So, and it's monks. He loves monks.
I just like them because they're so mobile and they have the most. They're so good for making chaos.
Oh, they can do whatever they want.
Oh, they really can.
And then some. It's like DM's like, you can't do that. And it's like, oh, but I'm a monk.
Right?
Hold my beer.
My coworker has
Pretty much.
has a swashbuckler monk, and it can, like, he was telling me all of this crazy shit that he does with this character, and I'm like, oh my god, dude.
Free disengage. Melee. Oh man, so much.
Yeah, he's like, I can hit everybody and no one can hit me. Done.
Oh, Kalishnov's training Mitz how to be a swashbuckler. No, it's decided.
Awesome. Yeah, we can use that. Okay, so our next question is, what is one tabletop role-playing game memory that stands out most to you?
Oh, man.
In a game you have either played or GM'd. Either way. Oh boy, that is a thinker, isn't it?
I know mine right away.
Okay.
Shoot
Shoot,
your
buddy.
shot.
So it was in our first game with my first monk ever, who I was still learning how to play at the time. Super awesome. Quim bamped us into a chamber that Tiamat was trapped in, and everyone was taking a heavy, heavy beating. And our wizard was trying to sacrifice himself to get everyone else out, but on our way out, like, he pushed me out of the teleportation circle last, and on my way out, I water whipped him and was able to pull him into the teleporter with us, and we got the artifact we wanted, and it was insane.
Wow.
Impressive.
Wow. That's
It was
pretty
so-
good. Your first game?
Not literally the first game ever played,
Oh,
but
okay.
like that was later in the campaign.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
like, whoa.
No,
How does somebody do that their first?
You know, that would I would like to go next then, because teleporters is connected to mine as well.
Okay. Awesome.
In our Return to Greyhawk game, our story was very much so based on these adventurers who were they were at a temple, they were at the Citadel, the Obsidian Citadel, the home of Mordenkainen. And they were all level 1s, and they didn't know each other, but they got separated from the people that they were with when Uz, the demigod of evil, and if you don't know who he is, look him up, IUZ, he is the worst man. He is son of Igwilv. He is a big, bad, scary baddie. And he's a demigod who lives on the prime material plane. And my character at the time, Nilly, her parents were stolen by him into Doraka, which is just like the world's worst place to be. Out of all of the places in the Greyhawk world, you don't want to be in Doraka. And we went out of our way to go save her family. And on the way out, Ooze caught up with us. And my character was given a little crystal by the Queen of the Elves. And she used that, and it created a teleportation to the Queen of the Elves to get her parents to safety. And our cleric at the time, who was played by Binary Fire on Twitter, follow him if you don't, he stood there with all of the very powerful evil demons and Ooze there. And as we all got out to safety, he landed one beautiful punch in the face to Ooze before he cast Power Word Kill on our cleric and killed him. And he knew it was going to happen, but none of us did. And in that moment, we all just started crying. And it was such a moment. And it was such it racked all of our hearts. We've been playing these characters for a year. And I mean, we called each other by our character names at that point because we played them so much together. And, the next episode, we had a funeral, a memorial for him. And like my character was a bard, so she wrote poetry. They all sat around in a circle, and they just had this really wonderful memorial, and we all did very much so cry. And it was just maybe not the happiest memory, but it was just such a beautiful moment in roleplay.
Yeah, I mean, that was the question, is what stands out in your memory, and that is a lot of times it usually is some of the more sadder moments, generally stand out a lot.
But it did end great, though, because after he had been killed and all of the demons had torn him apart and we're all there crying, our DM had this moment where it's like, Luciano, you feel like your soul, like you watch your body be torn apart. And Ali Damara, who we had met at one point, a very common god, if you do not know in chat, a very popular god. We had met Ali Damara in disguise once before, and they were there, and she, because we played her as a she, just shook her head and said, "You stupid priest, are you ready to go home now?" And it ended with them walking away. It's like, I still have use for you. And it was just beautiful. It was just really nice. And it's nice to be able to create this kind of really memorable moments with your fellow players. Even if it's not real life, it feels very real in the moment.
Yeah. No, definitely. Whew. I like that. Joy, what about you?
Man, like there's a couple that are like my feels. Um the what's funny is one of them like I wasn't even in the last episode of our Curse of Strahd game.
Okay.
I had died off screen the episode before. So I'm watching as they play the last game before our characters go home, and I'm like sobbing in tears the entire time. Like I bawled my face off the entire last episode of that story arc.
Aww.
It was so good.
It was so, yeah, that was... Yeah, Curse of Strahd is...
One hell of a campaign,
Yeah.
I was like,
especially when run by Quinn.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not on camera because I'm a mess. I'm a disaster. No one needs to see me like sobbing my face off. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. It was a lot, yeah.
Yeah. But probably one that I actually was in was the final episode of the first arc of our Fate Stay Night game. We'd been running this game for I think probably 2.5-ish actual years. And it went bad. Like the end went bad. We got the bad ending.
Oh no.
We ended up having to reset time, like because we screwed up that bad and destroyed the world. So the way that it works is we've run 3 different story arcs of this, similar to the visual novel. Both of the previous arcs were in the 3rd one now, and towards the end of it. So the first one we fucked up real bad and destroyed the world. The second one, some of the characters were immortal at the end of the timeline, and like, but that timeline was like no good. It was no go. We didn't solve the problem. We just delayed it. And then in the 3rd arc, these characters from the 2nd arc who ended up immortal have been trying to like pass us messages across the timeline. So it
Wow.
it's pretty interesting. So at the end of the first arc, when everything like absolutely went to shit, like we've got my character's love interest is fleeing from somebody who's like is trying to kill her. The rune mage, her cousin has just died, and like she's made to attack her love interest, and they're fighting, and like it's like everything horrible that you can think of is going wrong. The one of the other mages is like it's an all mage game, if you're not familiar with Fate Stay Night. So all of the characters are mages. One of them, like his love interest got corrupted by this like evil force thing, and is like making herself a blood sacrifice to power the ritual that ends the world. Yeah, so it was a bad time. So
Wow.
I was crying for like 2 hours. I was sitting there just like this. Like everyone was so like, oh my god, why we've done this for 2 years and we didn't know at that time that we were even going to have a 2nd arc. So we were just like, wow, we just destroyed the world. And suddenly like one of the time mage comes up, and he's pressing like pieces of paper into our hands, and they're what's going to link us back to the world when he resets it.
Oh, okay.
So he reset it and wiped so that never happened. But like it was crazy emotional.
That's what Mitz looks like. Sorry.
Oh my god, so cute.
Not cute. My professional gremlin over here is like, I see you have leftover chicken, Mom. Hold on. Let me just reach over the laptop. Hold on. Let me just.
Yeah, it's I'm surprised mine isn't. Usually when I'm streaming, she comes up right next to me and she's like pawing at my shoulder.
Guest appearance.
Yeah.
Mine normally like to fight. They're very good cats, but the second I have a live audio, they like to make this horrendous cat fight outside sound. to make it sound like I am a terrible cat mom who just has a secret cat fighting ring, and I'm like, you're embarrassing me. I turn off the stream. They're like, okay, cool, we're done.
We're done. Yeah.
Go to sleep.
Can I have a treat?
They're like, oh, it's nap time now. Bye.
But I've tired myself out. I've been just bad enough.
Yeah, I'm in a separate room. I've decided that I can't stream in the living room. It's too obtrusive, and the cats like to jump on my desk. So I've set up in the guest room, and sometimes my cat will come to the door, and you'll hear like a little tiny mew off from the other side of the door.
Me.
Mom, I'll be good. Let me in.
Yeah, it's like like my cat Cricket, you know, we've had it for 10 or 11 years. She just hates a closed door. You know, like as soon as the door is closed, she's at it. She's like, dude, hello.
I'm on the wrong side of this door.
I want this. Can I open this? Like, I'm curious. What's behind here?
I don't want it, but I need it open.
And then you open the damn door, and she just walks away. It's like, bitch.
See, that specific gremlin has managed to start opening doors. She'll hear my alarm go off in the morning. She'll claw underneath the door to make this really loud noise. There's like a little broken part there. It makes this really bad like snapping noise. And if that doesn't work, she'll result in beating her body against the door. And every once in a while, she just ends up in a room I'm in, bathroom, bedroom, etc. She's just in there, and I'm like, how did you door? Please, thank you. You don't have thumbs.
Yeah. I've learned that cats don't need thumbs.
They don't need anything.
No. Except your undivided attention when you don't have any attention to give. For me, I would say it's got to be because, you know, we were talking about Noakes dying earlier. When I got to play the one shot where he was like brought back by the Raven Queen and like chosen as her champion and stuff like that, and then I got to go. I was at the castle Ravenloft, and I literally destroyed the heart with a few guiding bolts. Like
the power of a guiding bolt.
Yeah, and then Quinn forgot, thank God, about what's it called? Legendary Resistance. And I was able to do something that to where Strahd like missed a saving throw or something like that, and I flew away. And I got out of there. And that was like, oh my God, yes, I'm out. Noakes is alive.
I couldn't believe you got out.
No, because there was, I don't think Quinn was planning on letting me get out. I somehow got out. And I think he was more just like glad that I wasn't so sad anymore. I don't know, you know, or dealing with my, I don't know. I was probably being annoying because I like Noakes. He's a cool guy. I like the character. I put him on everything.
He is fantastic. I mean,
Good boy.
I'm not like one to talk.
I know. It's like, I know. I changed. I know. I got a new phone, and I have all these phone cases now from my old phone. 3 of them have Noakes on that. I was like, you know, but I put Noakes on everything.
My old one had the logo that I made for the Fate Stay Night game.
Oh yeah.
I made a sticker of it.
I love that. That is awesome. Oh, okay. Oh, geez. Oh, no. Okay, I hit the wrong thing. Okay, good. All right. We got through everyone's questions. We are past the hour and a half mark. So I think we'll start probably wrapping up here. I do want to say a huge thank you to my guests for joining me today and hanging out and answering questions and talking nerd shit, because this is awesome. I love this stuff. So thank you all for... What's that?
It's kind of the best.
Yes.
It is fun. There's nothing better than sitting for a good hour and a half just talking about tabletop and other nerdy things.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it to death. And I love to hear everyone's stories and stuff like that. And, you know, the whole thing that, like, the whole reason I enjoy watching, like, stream games, is when, it's because, you know, like, we talk to all these people on Twitter and stuff like that. And we're sending words to each other, and a lot of us just have like cartoon faces on our profiles, you know, because like we have nice art done for us or something like that, you know, and we want to show it off. So but it's nice to see the face of the person behind the screen. It's nice to hear their voice, and it's nice to get a glimpse into a little bit of who they are. And I like doing this because I get to like know people a little bit better. I have social anxiety, and it makes it really difficult for me to do social things. Thankfully, Twitch and Zoom and things like that have allowed me to be the social person that I naturally am, while coping with my anxiety issues. So I'm very grateful for every week that I get to do this, every week that people, amazing friends like you guys, come out and hang out, and all the beautiful people that come and watch and ask questions and stuff. You're awesome. Thank you all. Next week, I am going to have a full screen. I've got the entire cast of Beholder's Eye podcast. That's 5 people. So this is going to be interesting. But I think it won't be as crazy as it could be if it was like literally like 5 people talking about 5 different, you know, from like 5 different things and all this stuff. I mean, a lot of the chat is going to be about the show, and so that's, you know, I'm really excited. And my good friend Kim Metzgirl is going to be on the show. She's part of that cast, and was the one that helped me arrange the group. So I'm really excited about that. And I love talking to Kim. So, yay. I am also... I still don't know for sure. And I can't say who. But I might, on the 2nd of February, have a couple awesome guests that... if I can work it out, will be so freaking awesome. And, oh no, I shouldn't say anymore. Yeah, no, I shouldn't.
You've said too much.
I said too much.
Someone kicks in Matty's door.
So keep your eyes out for that. Because as soon as I get a confirmation, I am throwing that all over the internet. So you'll all be the first to know. But yeah. You know, thank you all for being here. So we'll go around and we'll have everyone tell the folks at home where what you're up to and where they can find you on the internet. And we will start with Bree.
Hey guys, I'm Bree, or NPC Bree, 2 E's on Twitter. That is where I spend most of my days. According to my phone, I spend too many hours on Twitter. It has tried to intervene a few times, but that's more than fine. You can also find me in a slew of streams throughout every week. On Sunday nights, tomorrow night, I am on the Greyhawk channel at 8:30 Eastern, playing Return to Greyhawk. a very serious and exciting and full of shaft joke kind of game where I play my Divine Soul Sorceress. On Mondays, I play 2 games during the day at 1 p.m. Eastern, Orchard on the Greyhawk channel, where I play my Arcane Trickster Rogue with the Lumo Lizard, Atog. That night, I'll be on Soul Bear RPG on the bi-weekly game Comedy of Strahd at 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to stay all in Eastern so I don't forget. And that's where I play Darla, the multi-classing into every class kind of girl. I wear a wig. It's a lot of fun. On Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, I am on Encounter Roleplay, where I play Malene in the Once Upon a Time game, which is pretty much Shrek meets Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So that one's also very funny. And next Saturday at 5 p.m. on Scraticus's channel, I'll be DMing for the first time.
Yay.
So don't expect much, but it could be a lot of fun. And yeah, just follow me on Twitter because I've got a lot of crazy stuff in the works. Crazy being the keyword.
What time is that game on Saturday?
I believe it is 5 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, okay. So it's going to be before the show. Okay.
Yes, it will be before the show. I'm not going to try and get you to watch it beforehand, so then you guys can talk about it after.
Oh yeah, no. I am going to be checking that out for sure.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
No, I was just if it was going to be after, or I could raid, but oh well, that's okay. Not that I have a lot of viewers or anything like that.
Hey, I've learned that it's the quality over the quantity. Having one dedicated viewer is all that matters. One person to share your story. I honestly, I don't have a ton of viewers, but the viewers I do have are amazing. I love you all, and the feedback I've gotten from you guys is... So this is one of the busiest chats I've ever, I see in a lot of channels. People are just going.
Guys are great. It's a great community. I love y'all. There's so, oh my gosh, I love you guys. Joy, what are you up to?
All right. You can follow me on Twitter at DireFoxicorn. I'm also pretty much everywhere else on social media as DireFoxicorn. My next game coming up is my One Piece game that will be on Tuesday. It's going to be 2 hours. We don't stream, but I live tweet, and it's crazy. And it's crazy. After that, you can catch me Fridays over on Soul Bear RPG for Threads of Fate. And usually I just will tweet out when I'm going to be live tweeting something. And if it's not something that interests you, please mute me. I won't stop talking.
Don't listen to those lies. Never mute Joy.
Never mute Joy? Gosh.
As you would say, it is a joy to follow.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. Joy is literally the epitome of the word adorable. She is. Everything she does just screams adorable.
10 out of 10, perfect, wonderful.
And I just literally, her name is Joy. She is a joy. A joy. I love this. I love this woman so fucking much. I do. Thank you for being in my life, Joy.
I'm so happy that I met you.
And I'm gonna cry soon.
No tears.
And you can also find Joy and her amazing art over at sonerdwear.com. Because she's amazing. Yes.
I'm wearing my Cobalt Soul tank underneath my Simone t-shirt.
Love it. Love it. I have so many of your things in my closet right now. There's so many clothes in my closet that came from my shop. That's sick. Yeah.
It's great.
Okay. Sai, what are you up to, buddy?
For right now, just Wednesdays on Soul Bear RPG, I play Mitz.
And Mitz is adorable.
Hex, yeah.
Especially because he looks just like Bree's cat.
My gremlin. My professional
gremlin. Yeah.
And,
but yeah, that's about it for now. We'll see, maybe more
Well, I mean, if you want to start playing more, maybe I'll reach out to you in the next few weeks. We'll see.
The only thing that sucks is I think we're in different time zones, and I get off of work super late. So
Listen,
that's the only.
time isn't real for me. I make it work. I play like my Monday game. I wake up at 11, still in my pajamas. I'm like, hey guys, it's time to play some Dungeons and Dragons. Are we ready?
That's
So,
super awesome.
time isn't real for me. I can make it work.
And if there's anybody I know who like lives on the East Coast that can make it work, it's Bree. Because I don't know. It's like she's always awake or playing a game or something. Like
I
it
don't
does.
actually sleep, and when I go for like I sleep for 1 full week, and that's the only time I sleep.
I think she might be like an elf or something. She doesn't have to sleep. She's just like a trance for 4 hours or something.
Yeah, I'm in a trance. Yeah.
Just a quick meditate and then back.
Secret
back at it.
elf. Yeah.
Secret elf.
Secret elven NPC. Yeah. I think I'm gonna turn that into a shirt. Yeah, I like it.
Matty, we need mitts headbands that give cat ears.
Oh gosh, I don't know how to make those, but
Yeah, I mean we're gonna make it happen.
I like that. I like that
I'll
a
wear
lot.
it on stream.
Like Stinky's headphones.
Yes. Though, I might be adding headphones to my shop.
Really?
Yeah, I have headphones possibly coming and cell phone battery chargers. You know, the portable chargers.
I
Yeah.
have a lot of those.
I'm like, those are useful, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
When you go to a con, I have like 3 of them. So if I don't go to my hotel room, it's fine. I can still be on my phone.
Because you gotta be on the phone, you know, like, oh.
Like, here's 85 pictures of Keith Baker from the panel I was watching, etc.,
Right.
etc. Here's 9,000 cosplayers.
Right? We had Christmas with the kids, you know, like we don't normally have kids up here for Christmas, and we actually have some kids living up here now, and they had Christmas morning for like a pseudo Christmas morning. They were going back to California, stuff like that. So I looked at my phone afterwards. I didn't realize I took 500 pictures
Wow.
of 3 kids opening not that many gifts. Not that many gifts.
That feeling though when you're doing it, like, oh my god, this is a perfect photo. We've to encapsulate this moment because you look so cute. And oh my gosh, look at that face you're making. Hold it. Take it 4 times just in case one has you
Just in
blinking.
But that's the thing though. Like I've gotten so in my head that, like, you know, any picture that I take of myself and actually like post on the internet, you can guarantee I've taken at least 50 for the one, you know, because I'm not that photogenic. Really, I'm not.
The most relatable
Yeah.
moment of my life.
Right?
My selfie section, my phone, it's like all in the same position. Like, nah, my eye isn't like open all the way in this one. And like my lips a little curled. And oh, you can see that one tooth that isn't completely straight. So I have to
Right.
and then before you know it, your phone's full and you're like, oh, well, there it is, one selfie.
But we got one.
Got one.
We
Yeah.
got one. And I did add 2 filters to it just to be safe.
And
Hey,
yeah, and then
like
that
you said earlier, it's quality instead of quantity. You
and
know?
even that one, I'm still like, oh, I hate that picture.
You post it, and then 2 hours later you look back and you're like, why didn't I notice that one thing on my face?
Oh
Right.
no, I ate something with spinach in it, and there it is.
I'm
My-
sure they can smell my bad breath through the photo.
Might delete this later. Felt cute though.
Yeah, my life.
So I was gonna do this earlier. I should probably just do that now. We're gonna transition over to our little thank you screen. And I just want to remind everyone that we are doing a big fundraiser. The Thread Raiders and Welcome Party RPG, or Welcome to the Party, are doing a big fundraiser for our friend Alex, aka Stinkrat Streams, who plays with us on Fridays in Threads of Fate. Alex needs some very important medical attention that she can't afford, but it would definitely improve her quality of life. She is a traumatic brain injury survivor, and she is literally a basket of rainbows. And
He's like glitter and rainbows in human form.
and she's amazing,
In a
and
basket.
she's a streamer, she is a gamer, and just a great human being. So we're doing some fundraisers February 23rd and 24th over on the Twitch channels of the Thread Raiders, and then for Welcome Party RPG all day. I'm going to be running a Capers game on the Saturday, and I'm also putting together a collection, a charity collection at sonerdware.com that should be up in the next couple days. Finally get that done. And all the proceeds for that will go to Alex's GoFundMe page. So if you can, check it out. If you can donate, that'd be awesome. If you can come and hang out for the charity streams, we all appreciate it. All the retweets and all that stuff are always appreciated. And just being cool and supportive. We love y'all. And of course, you can find all of us over on Soul Bear RPG, because, you know, we are, and I don't know if I thought this the other day, and it's kind of cheesy, corny, and lame, but I'm going to say it out loud because I am all those things. So we are Soul Bear RPG. We're players. We love Soul Bear RPG. We are Soul Cubs. I said it. We're Soul Cubs.
That's the cutest thing I've ever heard.
All right, now I'm filing a petition for Soul Cubs t-shirts.
So
I need Soul Cubs merch for all fans of Soul Bear RPG.
Soul Cubs is gonna be at sonerdware.com tomorrow. Hashtag Soul Cubs. So now that I was cheesy and lame, and obviously you could find me on Soul Bear RPG and at sonerdware.com and right here. I should be doing some Dragonlance games pretty soon right here on this channel. And what else? Oh, yes. Soon, one shot. Special one shot. I can't announce it yet, but I am... it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I hope it happens. And even if they aren't able to be on the show, I'm still going to do the one shot. So look out for that. Anyway, we are about to go raid our friends over at Castle Mac, because they are doing their Adventure Engineer show, and I'm a big fan. So I've got to. Sorry, ill prepared for this. I wasn't on the right screen to do this. So give me a sec here. What am I doing? Oh, here we go. I can do this. I know what I'm doing. And, jeez. Great, Matt. Yep. You're doing great.
It's complicated.
At least I'm not calling myself Matthew. That's when I'm really in trouble.
The middle name comes out?
No, I hate Matthew. I hate that name. I just hate it. Basically, only like family members that are mad at me ever use it, so you know. Okay, and we are rating